Is it me, or does it seem that everyone is now a six-figure seller? Well, if you want to understand what it takes to be a six-figure seller, then watch this video. Today, I will explain how long it takes and how much you need to invest. Stay tuned. If you don't know who I am, my name is Thomas Parkinson and I've been selling on Amazon now for 4 years, doing online arbitrage in the UK, and right now I'm on a mission to do £1 million. I'll drop a link up there. Now, in addition to this, I am also a six-figure seller. Yes, that is right, I am a six-figure seller on Amazon UK, and I'm going to share about my experience today and I'll see what you need to know. So let's get into it. So first things first, number one, I'm going to talk about what does it really mean to be a six-figure Amazon seller. Number two, I'll talk about how much you need to reach the infamous £100,000 in sales, and that's for starting with only £5,000 in capital. Number three, I'll talk about how long it will take you to reach £100,000 in sales. And then finally, number four, I'll give you my personal thoughts and feedback on six-figure sellers and what to do. So let's get started now. Okay, so first things first, number one, what does it really mean to be a six-figure seller? Well, let me first start by saying this. Anyone can be a six-figure Amazon seller. It's just a matter of hard work, grit, and focus. Now, the reality is, it doesn't mean that you've achieved six figures in profit, but it actually means six figures or 100,000 in sales. Now, let's first say that even achieving six figures in sales is not easy. It takes hard work and should be looked upon with a sense of accomplishment. But the real measure of success in your business is the profits you make from those sales. You can make six figures in sales and still be unsuccessful and a loss-making business. Now, six figures on its own is not a sign of a successful business, just be aware. Now, becoming a successful Amazon seller is all about overcoming challenges such as the restock limits. No one is an expert in the Amazon game, and we are all always learning and getting better because the Amazon business is always changing. Now, let me share with you what I've done in my business when I achieved six figures recently over a very short time frame. What I'll do is I'll share it around here is just a month and a bit more than that, whereby I did six figures over that period. Now, as you can see, I achieved more than £100,000 in sales, selling 5,407 units of stock with an average of about 30% ROI. Now, below you can see that I'm also due 134 reimbursements along with 131 refunds across 5,169 orders. Now, the net result of all this is that I achieved a gross margin of 13.8% based on the revenue of over £100,000 in sales. Now, you might be asking, what can we imply from this? Well, I've been selling on Amazon now for 4 years and it's not plain sailing. I still have, in just that period that I looked at before, 131 refunds that are due to be taken out of my account, and also as well, I need to make reclaims for 134 products that have been probably lost or damaged by Amazon. Now, with refunds, reclaims, high and low ROI products, we never look at anything in isolation, but we're always looking at the bigger picture as a whole. This means don't worry about one single refund or one single product. Instead, look at the refunds, or should say reclaimed, as a percentage of the products overall sold. Now, we also make mistakes in our business, like we have sold a bundle for the price of a single, and we also don't hit our targets on a daily and weekly basis consistently. Sometimes we have great days, sometimes we have bad days. This is just part and parcel of business and selling on Amazon on the road to doing six figures. Now, the point is, behind a six-figure Amazon seller, it is an achievement to celebrate, but also it is a challenge to keep driving your sales up, aiming for maybe 7 figures. But it isn't just about sales, it's actually about profits, and that's what we should really be looking at. Achieving six figures is possible, but achieving six figures with great profits, now that's a challenge. Quick question for you guys, what's your current Amazon revenue this year selling on Amazon? Let me know down in the comments, are you a six-figure seller or are you soon to be? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, that leads me nicely on to number two, how to reach £100,000 in sales, starting with just £5,000 in capital. Now, you might think it'd be crazy to start with such a little amount and asking yourself, can you really reach six figures, £100,000 in sales if you only have £5,000 in capital? Well, the short answer is yes, you can. And how? Let's go through it now. So in this model that I'm going to go through now, I'm going to show you using what's known as a ratio of 1 to 2. To make it clear, this ratio means that I will sell an item at twice the price that it costs, i.e. I buy an item for £10 and I'm going to sell it for £20. Now first we should answer the question of how much the cost of goods, or COGS, we need to invest to achieve £100,000 in sales. Now if we look back at my original numbers that I shared with you when I sold 5,407 units, which amounted to £52,778 worth of cost of goods. Now using the ratio of 1 to 2, I earned roughly £101,000 worth in sales based on the £52,000 cost of goods. Spent £50,000 on cost of goods, £100,000 in sales, roughly 1 to 2 ratio. Now remember, we need to sell roughly £52,000 worth of cost of goods to achieve £100,000 worth of sales. Now how many times do we need, or should we expect, to flip that initial £5,000 investment to reach the £52,000 cost of goods? Now if we divide that £52,000 cost of goods by £5,000, we need to flip 5k approximately 10 times to reach £52,000 worth of cost of goods. Now note, to make this calculation simple, we have not compounded or reinvested profits after each sale. We are literally just reinvesting only the initial capital, and we're not reinvesting profits. Be aware of that. Now that we know how many times we need to invest that initial £5,000, approximately 10 times, you might be asking, how long will it actually take to flip that initial investment of £5,000 10 times to make the £50,000 worth of cost of goods, which we can then sell for £100,000 to generate a 6-figure goal? We'll talk about that in just a minute. Okay, quick thing, I just want to talk about why we're in the middle of this 6-figure video. Growing your Amazon business can be done with just £5,000 starting, and you know what, you can achieve 6 figures, and we're showing it in this video. How does it all start? Well, quite simply, you're going to need products to buy and resell on the Amazon marketplace, and if you are struggling to find leads to resell on Amazon, look no further than FastTrackFBA Leads. This is a service I created whereby we've got a team of sources sourcing 7 days a week looking for all the deals. What do? We put them onto our web platform, and you can review every single deal they find, picking and choosing the ones that match your criteria. We source for both the UK and USA, and you can review everything without having to unlock the deals. When you're ready, simply review the information, unlock them, go to the supplier, buy the products, ship them to Amazon, get them sold, and make those 6 figures. If you want to know more, have a look down below at FastTrackFBA Leads, where you can see more about the service. Okay, so we've now talked about how many times we need to flip that initial investment, 5,000, 10 times to generate £52,000 worth of cost of goods, to generate 6 figures worth of income or sales. The next question you might want to ask is, number 3, how to reach £100,000 in sales, starting with just £5,000 worth of capital. Well, what I will show is just hypothetical, and remember, we can reinvest your profits, so actually doing this process will be quicker. Just keep that in mind. Now, number 1, going back to the previous example, based on our metrics, you need to flip the £5,000 initial investment 10 times to achieve roughly your £52,000 worth of stock, like I did. Now, once you've sold that £52,000 worth of stock, you're going to generate £100,000 in sales using the 1 to 2 ratio. Now, let's work out how long it's going to take you to spend that money, and then to get it, to buy it, to get it spent, and then back in again. Now, what we need to think about is how long it actually takes you to spend that money and then to get the money back in your bank account. So let's plan it out now. Day 1, we're going to be buying an item from the supplier. Day 4, that item's probably going to get delivered to our warehouse or our prep center. That leads us on to day 7, whereby we've prepped it and we're now going to get it shipped into Amazon. Now, it takes a while to ship into Amazon, so by day 14, Amazon are going to check it in and get it on sale in Amazon. Things don't sell straight away, they take a bit of a time, so we're going to say day 43, roughly about a month, the items are going to be sold and they are going to be shipped to the customer using the FBA program. Now, day 43 is when they got sold, but you don't actually get the money on day 43. Amazon hold it for 14 days. So that leads us up to day 57, whereby Amazon finally releases the funds. And then once they release the funds on day 57, it takes another 3 days for the funds to actually clear in your bank, and we're now on day 60. So what does this mean? It means in total, it takes 2 months from buy to getting the money back in your bank account so you can repeat the process again. And now this is just hypothetical, just remember that. Now what can we conclude from this is that once you've invested your initial 5K, you'll be able to reinvest it again after 2 months. Now you've just spent 5K on stock, sold it and got the money back in your account, and you can repeat that process again, reinvesting that initial 5K in new stock. So making the total amount of money invested so far being the initial 5K, sold, come back, and another 5K, totally 10K worth of stock. Repeat that process of the initial 5K 10 times, and you know what? You have invested a total of 50,000, roughly 52, worth of stock, like I did in my example. Now again, note for simplicity, what we're doing is not reinvesting any profits, and this is going to speed up your process if you are reinvesting profits. Now you might be asking the question, how long does it take for you to actually buy, sell, etc., until you've spent that £52,000 on stock? If we multiply the 2 months by 10 flips, that's going to give us 20 months it will take us, or 1 year and 8 months. So again, this is based on the presumption that you are investing only your initial investment and not the profits. Now this assumption can change based on different variables such as the restock limits, your cost of your business and ROI, and the speed at which you can buy and sell the items. There are so many things that are going to affect it, but in general, you can reach it faster than 20 months or slower depending on certain factors. So there you have it. Take the initial £5,000 in cash, spend it on stock, get it sold within 2 months, do this process 10 times, and you too can be a 6-figure Amazon seller. Now PS, if you want to know, and I'll just put it in here, I won't show you the calculations, but at a 30% ROI after all costs, prep, tools, UPS, accountants, etc., everything, you can actually be a 6-figure seller in just 6 flips, not 10, or, and what that means is in 12 months, if you're reinvesting all the profits as well. I won't go into the calculations, I won't do it all, but generally speaking, you're aiming for a 40% ROI per product, keep reinvesting so that you're achieving a 30% net ROI after all costs. Do that 6 times, you will hit 6 figures. So within 1 year, it is possible. Now, this leads me nicely onto number 4. What are my personal thoughts or advice achieving 6 figures? Now, like what I said before, anyone can be achieving 6 figures in sales if you turn the stock enough. Now, what I really stress is just remember that people can still be losing money being a 6-figure Amazon seller. So don't look at other people and think, wow, they're such a big seller. You can actually be losing money. Instead, look at your own journey, look at how you're making the profit and how you're becoming a successful Amazon seller. That is the important point. Now, the one thing which I'll really say as well is 6 figures is an amazing milestone, it's an amazing achievement, but generally speaking, it's not actually that much money in the world of Amazon. It's quite easy to buy something, flip it, buy it, flip it, and continue that process to achieve 6 figures. If you want to be a big seller, going into 7, even maybe 8 figures is where you are now starting to become a more established seller within the Amazon marketplace. 6 figures isn't actually that big in the world of trade and even in Amazon. Now, my advice to you is always know your numbers. This is a basic rule in running an Amazon business and a business in general, but this is also a key aspect in running and scaling up your business. Now, there's an old saying, and I really recommend you remember it. Revenue is vanity, profit is sanity. It doesn't matter if you've made 6 figures in revenue, if you've made 0 profit, it means nothing. So always make sure you're achieving the profit to go with that revenue as well. I've said it before and I'll say it again, anyone can achieve 6 figures, and we've shown it today with just £5,000. And what does that mean? Anyone can be a 6-figure Amazon seller, including you. Now, if you want to know more about how to scale up your profits, I will leave a video around here of how to achieve £2,000 in profit in 1 month selling on Amazon. That's just going to help you out. But if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, hit that like button. And hey, if you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button down below. That's the subscribe button just down below. But for me, Thomas Parkinson and FastTrackFBA, thank you very much.